We now move on to item 3, which is adoption of the agenda. Mr. ADG, the floor is yours to present this item to us.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. So, all the working documents were made available online in 3 batches through the website of the Convention in 6 languages. Participants can download these documents to their computers from the dedicated website, that's ich.unesco.org/en/9GA. For this session, there are 15 items inscribed on the provisional agenda. As soon as the agenda is adopted, this General Assembly will be asked to examine item 4 on the distribution of seats in the committee per electoral group. After that, there will be 2 types of report to examine. Item 5, report by the committee to the General Assembly, and item 6, the report by the Secretariat. While is it not an agenda item, you will then receive an oral report from the ICH NGO Forum. Then under item 7, the Assembly will examine accredited of non-governmental organizations to act in an advisory capacity to the committee. The Assembly will then open item 11 related to the election of the Intergovernmental Committee and then suspend it so that the voting can take place during the lunch break on Wednesday on the 6th July. This will follow by item 8, endorsement of the procedure followed for the inscription of Jumusoup submitted by Haiti on the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. You will then move on to examine item 9, the global reflection on the listing mechanism of the Convention and propose revision to the operational directives. The Assembly will next examine item 10, use of the resources of the Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund. Then item 11 will be reopened to formalize the election results before proceeding to examine proposed revision to the rules of procedure of the General Assembly under item 12. The Assembly will then examine item 13, which relates to a proposal for the celebration of the 20th anniversary of the Convention in 2023, before discussing other business under item 14, if there is any. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you, ADG. Let us be reminded that the Bureau will adjust the provisional timetable every morning as appropriate, and therefore we need to take decisions on the items of the agenda, but not the sequence. Are there any questions or comments on the provisional agenda? I see none. Can I ask the General Assembly to adopt Resolution 9.GA3 as shown on the screens? Thank you. I hereby declare Resolution 9.GA3 adopted. Before turning to the substance of our work, let me explain how I intend to conduct our debates. During the debate, I will give the floor to the states parties in the order in which they raise their nameplates. In the meantime, I expect the Secretariat to help me identify nameplates in every corner of this room. As for the debate, I will try to give priority to those who have not yet spoken and would like to encourage you as much as possible to not take the floor more than twice at one point, if possible. On one point, if possible. I kindly ask that you do your best to limit your interventions to 2 minutes. I understand that a timer is at our disposition, and I will use it if needed. We also have invited observers, states not party to the Convention, intergovernmental organizations, and non-governmental organizations who have been invited to our meeting. In our general discussions, they may request the floor, and I will decide if time permits to accord it. However, it is important to remember that in the discussion of a specific resolution, observers cannot speak, only states parties can. As you know, our working documents are available in 6 languages, and you can express yourselves in any of these languages during the meeting. However, we have screens in English and French only for the adoption of resolutions. I'd like to remind you that under Article 11 of the Rules of Procedure, any significant change that you want to propose should be provided to the Secretariat in writing. If you can provide proposed changes in French or English, it would greatly facilitate our work. Please bear in mind that the sooner these changes reach the Secretariat, the better, as this will allow the Secretariat to distribute those in advance in accordance with Article 11.2. It will also allow time to integrate those changes and to prepare a translation into the second language, and be ready to show them on screen when you examine the relevant item. We will not be able to edit the Arabic, Chinese, Russian, and Spanish texts on screen. Printed copies of amendment forms are available at the Secretariat upon request. The form is also available on the 9.GA webpage. You can send your proposed draft amendments by email to ch- It's on the screen. Your cooperation in this regard can contribute greatly to our work and enable us to move efficiently. Do you have questions about this way of working? If not, we will move on to our next item. So this one.